I have seen the girl who torments you.
She is banished.
No, I believe the opposite. She should be brought into your service.
No, I could not.
You will resist her. You will thank him for tempting you and then praise him for resisting the temptation.
Yeah, right. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to watch Last Kingdom Episode 2. Thanks for clicking on this video, and let's get right to it. Like, subscribe, comment, check out Patreon if you're interested in getting the full reactions early. We last left Uhtred running away from looked like his uncle was about to chase him. Alright, let's do it. Yep, right where we left off.
Go right, there's a gully over that ridge.
What exactly is a gully?
Hoof marks, there must be hoof marks. I'll go as far as Mercia if need be, but I want him found, and I want him dead.
He looked like my father.
Now he knows you're alive. He'll keep looking for you.
Let him. I'm going to kill him and take back what's mine.
He has an army. He's the choice of the Danes. All you have is me.
No. We have Upper. We go to him with our story. And with his army, we avenge Ragnar's death, and we take back Bebop.
It's that simple.
Yes.
She said he is the choice of the Danes.
Rita, sing me a song.
I won't. I'm not your skald.
True, and what's more, you'd frighten the birds.
There's a taste in the air. Death.
She has like super perception. Damn. Fuck. The hell? Ah. Fuck. Damn, she's got that. She was like 20 feet away.
We sacked the village.
I cannot move.
Your back is broken.
That sound.
We know who did this. Danes did this.
I don't believe you. Why should the Danes attack a village that feeds them?
Revenge. But since when have Danes needed an excuse to kill?
Revenge? Revenge for what?
Revenge for what, and I'll end it.
An uprising north of here. A Saxon slave, he killed his master at a wedding party.
Oh.
What was the name of the slave?
You speak English well for a Dane.
His name!
Uhtred.
Oh, they're fucked.
End it.
Say it.
Say what?
What you're thinking.
I'm thinking that you have a turd where there's supposed to be a mind.
Thank you.
We should never have gone to Bebop. We should have let them believe that you were dead.
No, you're wrong. I need them to know that I'm alive because they hold what's mine. I feel better for it.
Yeah? So does a dog pissing on a tree.
You wish me to bark?
What we needed to do was to ride south to the chieftain Ubba and tell the story of Ragnar's death.
We'll do it now.
Now there is a second story about some slave who killed his master.
Abba knows that Ragnar was my father.
He knows nothing. I doubt he'll even remember you. He will believe the story that he hears first and he will kill you.
Yep.
If you could write, then you could write to him. If you could read. You've left us no choice. We must find Ubba and hope he believes you.
It's not good. Winchester.
Father Bjorka.
Father. My Lord Alfred, it is I, Father Bjorka. My Lord the King has called council.
Do not look at me, Father. I am a sinner. I'm a grievous sinner.
We are all sinners, my lord.
I am married. I should never have married.
He sends temptation to test us, and when we fail, he sends the Danes to punish us for their
I should
failure.
never have married. I should have joined the church. I should have gone to a monastery.
And God would have found a great servant in you, but I feel he has other plans. If your brother were to die, it would be to you the people would turn.
Oh, pray God he does not die. What kind of a king would I be?
You will be God's king, my lord. I have seen the girl who torments you.
She is banished.
No, I believe the opposite. She should be brought into your service.
No, I could not.
You will resist her. You will let him see your strength. You will thank him for tempting you and then praise him for resisting the temptation.
Yeah, right.
What news?
Of an English uprising lord in the north. It was defeated, but the nobleman responsible was Uhtred of Bebop. I know him. He was taken by the Danes as a child, a God-fearing child. Clearly, his heart remains English.
He lives?
I believe so. He's a warrior lord. They say he killed his Danish master and 40 men. He knows their ways, he speaks their language. He would be useful, would he not? You could mention him in council.
Why would he kill his master? For blood, for money, for pleasure?
For England, lord.
Yes, but how do we know? He may well be just one more pagan with a busy sword.
But I know him.
No, Father Bioka, you knew him once. You knew him as a child.
I could send word out into the country,
Father,
God willing.
He's a ghost. He's a pagan rumor. Should he become flesh and blood, then he may merit a mention. However, my faith, I reserve for God alone.
Interesting.
Now, about this girl, you may be right about her. Bring her into my personal service and pray for me.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah, bring her into my personal service.
Alfred, King Edmund of East Anglia writes a plea to Wessex for an army. An attack by the Danish chieftain Earl Ubba is inevitable. This was 2 days ago. A long march to fight the Danes at a place of their choosing is not a strategy worth considering.
To say the least, my lord.
I'm of a mind to decline.
And rightly.
Ubba, he is the Dane whom King Edmund has fed and watered in the past.
Yes.
Perhaps in the hope that he would simply pass through East Anglia on his way to invading Wessex. It is my opinion that Edmund deserves nothing but silence.
Too harsh, young order. I believe it was Edmund's hope to convert the Danes from pagan to Christian, beginning with charity. For that, he deserves praise, surely.
You're true, my lord, if indeed that was his hope.
Edmund is a godly man. We have no reason to mistake his actions for cowardice.
Regardless of Edmund's intentions, barring a miracle, East Anglia will soon fall to the Danes.
And he shall have all our prayers for such a miracle, my lord.
He will not, however, have one man of Wessex. On that we are agreed?
Yes, lord.
Then we must therefore recognize that we now stand alone, the last kingdom of England. It will soon be men of Wessex, staring across a field at the pagan army. Order, I require that Mercia, London, and East Anglia be watched carefully. Forward knowledge is everything. And scribe, I require the forges of every town and village to be burning night and day. We shall need all the iron those fires can proffer. Most of all, I require men. Strong, fighting men who are prepared to die, because that, in the end, is what it will take to save us. The blood of men.
Huh. So the Danes have basically taken over all of England.
Looks like East Anglia's just made that mistake.
We should stay away for now. Build our own fire. Abba is unpredictable. He takes his orders from the gods.
I know. He only listens to a sorcerer.
He's half mad.
How will you approach him?
As a man. Has to be done.
Yes, it has to be done. But we need to guard your life.
How?
I don't know.
We should hump tonight. We should. It's written.
That we should hump?
It's written.
Our destiny is to hump tonight.
I'm enjoying the thought of it.
That's all you'll enjoy tonight. Stop! Stop! Stop!
What? What is it?
I think I have it. We take a hostage, a shield, a guarantee for your life. Ooh. I don't know. Someone you can't do without. Story. A sorcerer.
That's so fucking funny. She thinks of that while they're fucking.
Who is this woman? Why is she not on her back?
Well, not that it's your concern, but she's for Story. Saxon Hawk from Ubba.
I've seen you before.
I served El Ragnar and now serve Ubba. You'll see me again, I'm sure. I'm told stories at the church.
He's up at the monastery, looking after King Edmund and killing his priests.
Story. That's Story.
Hello? Leave, or it will be the death of you. This church is mine by the order of Ubba.
Master Story, I have a gift for you. She's from Earl Ubba.
A woman? Why would Ubba send me a woman? I have no need for a woman.
She's a sorceress. He wishes her dead, but is afraid of a curse. Saggy tits, stinking breath, but you'll be rewarded. Her head's weight in silver.
A sorceress. She has the face of a she-wolf. Does she bite?
Yes. She bites.
Leave her with me. I will do as Ubba asks, and she will die. Slowly.
You belong to me now, old man. And you will die slowly unless you do as I say. On your feet. We're going for a walk, and you will keep your mouth shut.
This is so foolish. Ubba will come look for me, and he will be here soon.
I said be quiet.
Then I'll wait for him here.
That means it's just you and me?
Interesting.
Where's Story? Is supposed to be here.
Edmund! Edmund!
Come here, mail.
He was the king, right? They were talking about.
East Anglia.
Yeah.
You've had a night to consider my offer. How do you answer? Are you dead or breathing still?
With luck, he's dead. We allow far too many of them to live as it is.
You allow nothing.
He lives.
It's God who decides who lives.
I will say your God has left you hanging, sir.
If he had done so, it's because it is his will.
Take him down, and do not let him fall on ale and for old Guthrum.
I don't understand. We do this all the time. We allow half of them to live. I say kill them all but the young women.
And who should work the fields?
The old women, the pregnant women.
Put him there, and give the man some ale.
If I may speak freely.
I know you.
Uh-oh.
Uhtred Ragnarsson. I'm here with the truth of how my father died.
Yes, you are Ragnar's slave, and you killed him.
I don't know what stories you've heard, but Ragnar was killed by his own, by Danes. His former ship's master, Kjartan, and his half-blind son, Sven, they led the attack on a sleeping wedding party.
Can't you see that we're entertaining a king?
Lord Abba, I'm telling you that Earl Ragnar was killed by Danes.
You be quiet, boy, and you will wait.
Kill him.
Not another word. Bar the doors, he does not leave. Guthrum is right, we are entertaining a king, so no more interruptions. I just have to know, who is that? Huh? His eyes are watching me.
And me?
Who is it?
That is Saint Sebastian, a former Roman soldier who found God.
Found him where?
He found him in his heart. No. Do you wish me to tell you the story?
I have time.
The Emperor of Rome, on discovering that Sebastian had found God, ordered him to renounce his faith. He refused. But then the Emperor ordered that he be filled full of arrows. And yet, he lived.
He lived?
Yes, he did.
Is this true?
Of course it's true. God saved Saint Sebastian, and God should be praised for that mercy.
For how long did he live?
Well, sadly, he then ordered him to be clubbed to death. We went to heaven, so he lived.
I heard mention of this heaven.
What is this heaven?
Heaven is Valhalla, Lord, to the Christians, but without the fighting, feasting, and humping.
Heaven is heaven. It's not heathen. But to answer your very first question, I have considered your offer, and yes, I will continue to rule East Anglia, as you suggest. I will suffer your presence. I will provide you with horses, food, coin, and hostages. I will do all that you demand, but only if you, Lord Abba, and all of your men submit to God. That is my demand. You must be baptized.
You must stand in a barrel of water and they pour more water over you.
They want to wash me?
No.
Your scent upsets them, Abba.
To cleanse you of your sins, there is only one God, and I demand that you serve him.
Kill him now! Why must I serve him?
Because God is great, all-powerful, all-magnificent.
Have him stop his yapping and prove it!
Ah, agreed. Prove to me your God is great. Prove it.
Prove? Look! God spared Saint Sebastian.
But the man still died.
Because it was God's will.
So would your God protect you from my arrows?
If he was all-powerful, he would.
Yes, if it was God's will, he would, yes.
So let us try. We shall shoot arrows at you. And if you survive, we will all be washed. Including Guthrum here.
Why not?
Very well. I will continue to be king, but we will dispense with the need for the baptisms. I withdraw my request.
But you claim your God is all-powerful. I want it proven. Strip him.
Oh, shit. This is so interesting. Such a brilliant dialogue and conversation.
Tell me truthfully. Are you afraid?
God is great.
We will see.
Yep. Not good.
Shoot! They're my men, and only I tell them when to shoot. Shoot.
Oh, dude. That was unreal.
Do you now wish
How'd
to be
they
clubbed,
do
or
that?
will the arrows be sufficient?
You want to be clubbed.
Tell me that it was Danes and not you that killed Ragnar.
It was Kjartan and Sven, Lord, and others. It's the truth. Why else would I be here?
To spy? To lie?
No, Lord.
Perhaps to kill me.
No, Lord.
Have you been washed?
Odin is my god.
But have you been washed?
Yes, Lord.
How did it feel?
Cold, Lord. The water was cold.
Nothing else?
I was a child, Lord. Now I'm a Dane.
So, now let us see if Odin will protect you from the arrows. I like this game. Strip him.
Keep away from me. Not another step!
Archers.
I have a hostage!
What?
I have story. Stop! If I die, he dies. If I die, your sorcerer dies, and you're without his guidance.
He lies, I can smell it.
I have proof. His runes. Story will be returned to you safely.
Take his head from his shoulders!
Guthrum, be quiet!
Have them open the doors. I will release Story when I'm clear of this place.
You go nowhere.
Then he dies. Your sorcerer dies.
That was smart that they took him. Looks like it's working.
One day I will kill you.
Story will tell you otherwise. And I'm telling you the truth about Ragnar.
This is what happens when we allow too many of them to live. Excellent. Firewood.
Wild. That was a fucking trip.
Did he hear you?
Did not. Not a word.
And what did he say?
But he'll kill me.
Nothing else?
Where's Story?
What did he say?
He's naked.
It was necessary.
She's right, I'll pay in silver. How much?
10 pieces, half now.
Oh, 6, no more.
8, and I'll make it my finest.
8? And if she's not your finest, you'll be her first. I want this stone set into the handle.
That can be done.
Don't sell it, no lose it.
That was that English stone that the whole thing started with, right? With him looking through it.
You stand too close, girl.
Just a little to take away the taste of the gruel.
You stand too close. It is broth, not gruel.
Is it?
Well, I think it is. You should be thanking God for its goodness and the banishment of those awful cramps. I am happy to eat as you eat.
Oh, well, you are safely, my dear. Brother Bebop, join us for breakfast. I dare you.
Alas, my lord, I've already eaten.
Oh, you're fortunate.
Bad news, Lord. Your nephew, Ethelwald.
Isn't it always?
He's drunk. He's sleeping in the palace gardens. Should I take him to the king? It's the second time this week.
May God strike him down painfully.
Ethelwald. His nephew, so the king's son.
On your feet, boy.
Wait. Come on. The king wants to see you.
Drunk! What, again? You think this is fit? Do you think this is fit?
I have been mistreated. You saw this for yourself. I demand that this bear is punished.
Ethelwald, your years do not hide the fact that you are a disappointment.
That you need to ask tells your father all he needs to know.
What?
That you are an unsuitable heir. That is what.
Then I will change.
You should.
I will.
Look, all I ask is that you become a man, and quickly.
Today. I promise.
That's what every alcoholic says.
Am I excused?
Then I'll change. Starting now.
I'm not convinced he is my son. If his mother were not already dead, I'd have her beheaded for adultery. If I'm to fall in the battles that will come, he cannot be king.
You favor Alfred,
I do.
even though he is often weak in body.
Well, that his illness does not tie him to his bed shows the strength of my brother. Alfred is my heir. He knows it. And when the time comes, Oda, my friend, you must steer the Witan to make this choice.
Uh-oh. This is a little House of the Dragon-ish.
It's done. Should be safe for now. They say Danes rarely come here. What did Story say to you to make you bind his mouth? And,
He threw a curse.
Stick a branch up his ass.
It's not important. I responded with a branch.
I responded with a branch.
What are you doing?
You know what I'm doing. I'm removing the last of his curse with a kiss.
I don't want to.
Oh, he threw a curse. She put a branch up his ass to negate the curse. Fucking wackos.
It's me they wish to kill.
You sound like a child.
I'm offering you a choice.
You're talking through your
I'm
ass.
sitting on my ass.
So your ass is cleverer than you. It can do two things at once.
Your tongue is sharp, woman. Show me again.
No. We can't go to young Ragnar, but we should wait for him to find us, which he will. He will want to know the truth. In the time between, we stay alive. We pass the time.
Doing what?
She's beyond cute. Yep.
I've given her some beauty, but she is a tool. No more, no less.
Nice.
She's exactly as I'd hoped. We said 10?
We said 8.
She's worth 10. Thank you.
Thank you. Lord, men have been asking of you and your woman.
Danes or Saxon?
Take your pick. 5 or more. Make her sing.
Frida, we should leave. There are men
Take your pick.
I don't know. Saxons and Danes are looking for us.
Both of them.
Collecting enemies as we go.
GTFO.
Get to the bushes.
Oh shit. Nice. Rita's pretty handy with that fucking axe. Ah, fuck.
Breda, the horses are just there. Wait, there's another. We have to go. Come.
It's like a video game. He hasn't even used his sword yet.
Breda at the door.
Wait.
Oh, fuck.
You're right. We should leave. Whoever it was that sent them, Abba or your uncle, they won't rest. There'll be others.
I can't go home without help.
Uhtred, you should forget Bebop.
No. No, I won't vanish. Nothing changes. Kjartan and my uncle will pay for Ragnar's death, and I will have those lands.
With whose help? You said yourself we only have Baba.
The English. If we're dead to the Danes, we have no choice.
There is no England. The Danes have England.
No, there is one place south of here. It's Wessex.
They take one look at you and kill you as a Dane.
Whereas Abba will kill me as an Englishman. With King Ethelred, we have a chance of everything. What you say? Come with me.
All right, so here we go. Then we go to Wessex.
Why do they stare?
They think you're pretty, or they've never seen a Dane so close. But they will.
This is such a trip. So this is supposed to be around, I think, 8 to 900 AD.
We have business with the king, Ethelred. I say we have business with the king. Do you not understand English?
Is that what you're speaking, Arsling? Sound like a Dane.
Why do you dress as a warrior when you're clearly a farmer?
Farmer, aren't I? Well, I'd wager this farmer against you at any time.
We're here to see the king peaceably. Uhtred, what are you doing?
What is it, farmer? First blood or to the death?
I'll be spitting your skull, boy. So one follows the other.
Uhtred?
Bebop. You know this, Arsling, father?
I do. Yes, I do. Uhtred, you're fully grown.
And you're old.
I am.
Claims business with the king.
Yes, that's true. But not with the king, it must be with Alfred.
You vouch for him?
I vouch for him, yes, I will vouch for him. God has sent you, surely. You're a man.
This is Breda, our greatest friend.
A woman?
Yes?
I am. I have tits.
I see. Have their horses fed and watered.
The fuck?
And I will inform Alfred that you're here with me both.
We need the weapons, father.
Why not inform the king?
The king is busy, but you will like Alfred. He's an impressive man.
Interesting.
You like it?
I do. It's beautiful. You could rest here. It's so quiet.
Peaceful. The Romans, they built this courtyard for just that purpose. Tranquility.
You're Alfred.
I am.
My lord.
You are Uhtred. I hear word you are a considerable warrior.
Not been tested, lord. Not yet. And I've been lucky.
Well, luck is good. Or so my own warriors say. Now, I haven't quite worked out the theology of luck. Can there be luck if God disposes?
If your God's with you, you're a lucky man.
Yes, you're right. Simply put, but you are right. With me, we shall talk inside, briefly.
I like all this weird sort of theological debates that they have, sort of colloquially.
I spend much of my time in here. Do you read, Uhtred?
Schooled as a child by Father Beoka. I was not a good student.
There's much to know outside of letters.
Oh, I am certain there is. But do not underestimate the power of the written word. When a man dies, if nothing is written, he is soon forgotten. For instance, who is remembering Earl Ragnar?
You know of Ragnar?
Father Beoka has talked much about you. He believed you a prisoner, a slave to Earl Ragnar. Is that the case?
Ragnar was a father to me. I loved him.
Yet in Everwich, they're saying that you killed him.
They lie.
Kjartan has benefited most from Ragnar's death. He has taken his place and is Earl Kjartan now, a great lord with ships.
That's written down.
Whatever I discover about my enemies is written down.
Interesting.
It's Ragnar's interest to kill you, is it not? He would not want Ragnar's son to hear a different tale.
You would not wish him to hear the truth now.
And the chieftain Ubba, although he himself has now traveled north, he has sent men to Mercia, asking of your whereabouts, but not your welfare, I surmise.
How do you come by all of this?
I have eyes and ears in each of the kingdoms. One day, it is my hope that all kingdoms will become one, united under one god.
One king.
If all men can agree. All that remains of England is Wessex. The birth of an England, the idea of a single kingdom called England, has to begin here.
That's wild.
There's nowhere else.
But for how long will Wessex remain?
The fate of Wessex will be determined by Englishmen, all Englishmen. Only by joining together and saving Wessex can we have England. Only by saving Wessex can we have a Northumbria, a Bebop.
And if Wessex can't be saved?
Then we are all no more. Prayers and a little discomfort.
He's kind of sick with something. They said that.
I will summarize. The Danes are gathering a great army. They have in fact gathered an army.
They gather where?
They have moved upriver from London to Readingham. They are settling as we speak.
But you said others in the north, so who leads them?
The Earl Guthrum leads them.
I know Guthrum.
We will need every advantage. And Father Bioka considers you, Uhtred of Bebop, to be an advantage. Whereas I believe you are here solely to hide, to save yourself. I look at you and I see a Dane. I see Uhtred of nowhere who cares for no one but himself. Let's go to prayers. You will join me?
My lord will excuse me.
Us both.
I expected as much. Take your guests for refreshments.
I will, my lord.
They may remain in Winchester, but I hold you responsible.
You should have gone along and prayed with him. He would have bonded you.
He believes we're pagans.
What Alfred believes is that the Danes have abandoned you.
Ubba has abandoned us. There are other lords.
Most, if not all, follow Ubba. So believe me, girl, you have been abandoned.
Yeah, you know everything about the Danes, don't you?
This way. I want to show you something.
Charters of Bebop.
Most of them follow Ubba, so Ubba's almost like...
Kept them safe.
No, I've shown him to Alfred. He knows. You are the Elderman, by right. I will continue to keep them safe, but Uhtred, you must behave like an Elderman.
The charters have no meaning. Northumbria belongs to the Danes.
It does not belong to the Danes. It has been stolen by them.
If you want wealth, you take it. You can't ignore what's true.
If the Danes are at Readingham, I'll go to Readingham.
What?
For what purpose?
Knowledge.
We have knowledge, and you should stay away from the Danes.
For new knowledge. You know where they're settling, but you don't know why.
We know their number and their position.
But not their intention.
Their intention is to attack.
When?
Spring. It's always spring.
I'll go to Readingham. Where is it?
It's too dangerous.
Not for me. I'm a godless Dane, remember?
So why spy for Alfred?
Because he is an Elderman of England.
This is such a great setup. He's caught between two worlds. The orphan.
How do we decide what is proper? To enlighten them or to kill them?
Spreading God's word is, of course, our mission. But I fear that the pagans must first witness, then feel his power.
Uhtred will return?
Yes, he will return.
Yes, but how will he return? As who? As what?
I know this boy.
I know this boy is now a man.
I know his soul.
Father Bioka, he has no soul. And you say yourself, the pagans need to feel the power of God. It is written now. Here, you may leave me.
We shall see what the days bring.
So interesting.
If wrestling through the winter was their intention, they would have remained in London, yes?
It's you who's Alfred's spy. The next step is to kill for him. Will you
Answer
do
me
that?
this. If we were to cross this river and find Guthrum, what would happen? He'd kill us both. We owe them nothing.
Alfred needs to know about the Danes, and I need to win his trust.
You think he'll deliver you, Bebop? What if you're wrong?
Yeah, they would get killed by the Danes. They can't join the Danes.
You have called counsel for what reason?
Lord, forgive me, it may well be for no good reason, but we have a pagan in court who claims to have knowledge regarding the Dane army.
Pagan.
Forgive me, Lord. He is Uhtred of Bebop. I vouch for his word. Uhtred?
Oh, they're back already. Cool.
I've been to Readingham. I've watched the Danes. Their intention is not to settle. If it were, they would have remained in London.
You are saying what? That they intend to attack?
I am, Lord.
You already know this. Come spring, they'll be at our door.
They'll be marching within days, Lord. I'm sure of it.
How can you possibly be sure of it? The ground is sodden all
They
around.
made
It
their
makes no sense.
sacrifices. The ordinary warriors they've caught and killed birds, jackdaws. This is only done in the days before battle. And they're hungry.
Then perhaps they've eaten these jackdaws.
They've many hundreds of men and horses and few supplies. They'll first seize a town rich with grain and livestock. I believe Amundum is such a place. To defeat the Danes, you must meet them on the road to Amundum. You'll be within days, Lord.
You went to Readingham alone?
With Breda.
Why alone?
Why not?
Well, because for most of your life you have lived as a Dane. You look like a Dane, you can speak the language of a Dane, therefore I surmise you can set a trap like a Dane.
Agreed, my lord. He imagines we are jackdaws.
Where on the road to Abendum? Where would you choose to meet
I
their
would choose
army?
a place called Ashes Hill, Lord.
You would choose, or Guthrum would choose?
I've seen it. The pass narrows. You cannot be outflanked. For the Danes to fight uphill, it'll be difficult, but they'll be confident. They don't fear West Saxons.
Why do they not fear
They
us?
believe you to be farmers. So even with the sun in their eyes, they will climb the hill to fight, and that can be to our advantage.
You've been here for a matter of days, and already you claim to be of Wessex. This is nonsense. This is all far too convenient, my lord.
My lord, my
Life
sword
not
was
go
made
on
by
with these
Saxon
ramblings.
Smith. My sword is for Wessex.
Do not interrupt a noble when he is speaking. Order. I believe this man and this
Order.
bag of rags that follows him to be impostors. No army marches as winter approaches.
Order, enough from you now.
Otto's a dick.
You've spoken, given this council much to discuss.
My lord.
Alfred, he's here at your invitation. What now?
Should the Danes march, we must face them. And I would rather be at the top of a hill than on the flat. I say we march to Ashes Hill. But take him. Take them both, make them secure.
My lord?
What is this?
I've spoken the truth. I've spoken the truth.
Father Belka!
My lord, please.
Belka, help!
Have faith!
There you go. They caught him.
Ad omnibus periculis.
They got him.
Foiae lacitur.
Hold! Archers ready! On my command! For God! For Wessex! For England!
They got him hanging in bird cages. That was great. You know what I love, besides how great that everything else that's so great about this show? I don't think I've ever seen a show take place in this weird particular time where there's no Rome really anymore, if it's 900 AD. Just this weird pagan versus Christian thing is done really, really well. Saint Sebastian, who was killed, that was such a great conversation. Saint Sebastian, he was shot with arrows and he lived. And they're like, he lived? How long did he live? He goes, well, sadly, he ordered him clubbed to death after that. He goes, oh, so he died. You know, in the last one, it started with, we have a greater God on our side. It's this whole idea of, like, it's almost like the whole thing is almost based on what is your God versus your God versus our God. Our God's the true God, but you're pagans. You don't know nothing. You know, the pagans are sort of like, you know, he's like, heaven is like Valhalla, but without the fighting, feasting, and humping. So like their heaven, you know, they're all up there fucking and getting drunk and fighting. That's what they consider to be heaven. Which is so great. They have like a much more, you know, fun, you know, life, you know, sort of fun, less moral, less, we have to, like, what's the word, what is the word for where you kind of deprive yourself? You believe that that's sort of the way to be more holy, is to kind of deprive yourself of pleasure. I forget the school of theology that's kind of from, but that's kind of their, you know, the juxtaposition that they're positing in this show, which is really cool. And then the other interesting thing is this idea of the written word, you know. It's written. If it's written, it's like something about that makes it really important. And I mean, there are several things about it, you know, like he was kind of like in the last episode where he said, you know, we could send a message, or you could send a messenger. He goes, yeah, but the messenger could lie. If it's written down, then it's like we know the message got through clearly, you know. So everyone's got to know to learn to read and write. And also, when I was kind of reading about this time period, that was like one of the first reforms that Alfred did or something, was I think he tried to like really spread like reading and writing to be taught to the masses, or at least a lot more people. I mean, as it stands, it seems like it's kind of like, as we know, it's kind of like only the religious, only like the monks and crap really get that kind of education. But yeah, and then when he said, I forget what it was, but Bialka said something to Alfred, and Alfred wrote it down, and then he said something else, and he's like, "No, it's written. Like, it's written now. Now that it's written down, you know, you can't go back on it." It's pretty wild. And yeah, just the phrase, "it is written," it's a colloquialism. Why is it a colloquialism? Because being written is somehow, you know, more, grants it more validity. Of course, we all know in this day and age that that's bullshit. But we take for granted, you know, that writing is just a given. Reading and writing is just a given. You know, I mean, they all have their little mythological, I mean, no offense to anyone out there that believes anything, but I don't really believe any of this stuff, you know, of course. Christian or pagan, of course. To me, it's all the same. I mean, the idea that Saint Sebastian, you know, they all have their sort of, you know, really the Christian myths or, you know, mythology is no different than the pagan mythology in terms of whether it's true or not, you know. And I say that because the pagan thing, the thing where she's like, why was he threw a curse? And he's like, what was the curse? And she's like, it doesn't matter because I used the branch. Which is like, you presume that she's saying, well, I can negate the curse by sticking a branch up your ass. Maybe a branch of a specific kind of tree. If you stick that up your ass, that'll negate the curse that you threw at me. It's like, what fucking world are we living in? You know, you're doing a, you're both things are complete bullshit, waste of time. You know, it's so funny. And then the whole thing about Sebastian. And that little debate, man, was so great. All right, we'll just keep bantering on and on. But that whole little debate between Ubba and that King Edmund was so fucking funny. Prove that your God is great. I love their accent, too. All right, well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. If you like early access to my videos, they're on Patreon. Link is down below. And we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.